Hey, let's hang.
Okay. So, here, let me turn off my air thing. Normally, I don't mind having the background noise because it's meant to be real. It's meant to be companionable, you know, but everything's distracting me right now. So, I just had a wackadoodle dream. It kind of felt like a slow burn horror movie. I'll lay it out for you and then go over what I think it was saying. Cool? Cool. All right. So, my dear friend, who's from up here in the Pacific Northwest, she did live down in LA for a while, hated it, and has since moved back up here, right? So in my dream, she ended up moving back down there, right? And she got this like big, beautiful house, like mansion type house, right? On the inside. And she was having a bit of like a housewarming party, her and her honey. And so I got down there the day before everybody else was set to show up, because that's how I am, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me help you get set up. And so it was meant to be like a weekend long, like, hangout fest, you know, in her new home where she had plenty of room for, they're so uneven, with everyone, right? And everything's fine and dandy. It's just a normal dream, right? And like they have two kids. One is a boy who's about to turn 3, and the other is a daughter who is about to turn 1. It's almost her first birthday. And in this dream, however, the daughter was a newborn, right? Like first week alive, tiny, well, not, you know, she wasn't like a bean, a literal bean, but she was a newborn. So we get to day 2. People are starting to show up, right? First, actually, sorry, this is all over the place because my brain, like, this is such a weird dream. So this house is basically almost like in a U shape, but it's not. And by that, I mean, like, let's say this is the front of the house and this is the back of the house, right? It's basically like this. And down here would be like, you know, the front area, the living rooms, and then up here, like the guest rooms, right? Now, there's no like hall going up the middle. I don't think there was anything in between. Like there were hallways, but like each room, like bedroom, like guest room and stuff, also had a door. You know how like certain hotel rooms, they'll have that extra door in case you have people together but in separate rooms, so you can just, hey, and also have the ability to lock it. Kind of like that. So I spent the first part of the dream mainly in that front area, right? So it's like the rooms and then the like living room area, you know, the front door and stuff, and then the kitchen, you know, down here. And then kind of connecting it was this long dining room, right? And then there was a hallway and stuff that went down. And it was basically the same thing, both sides. Like the room with the doors that you can just keep going. You don't have to go out to the hallway if you don't want to. But like instead of basically being a wall split down the halls, it was, I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, so thank you for your patience. But it was just like a carbon copy with the rooms basically on the other side of that first main hallway. And then they had their own hallway and also their own doors to be able to go through, right? Whatever, moving on. It's a dream. It doesn't have to make sense. It's fine. It's fine. Moving on. So the next day, people are slowly trickling in and showing up, right? And at one point, they all decide to go to the grocery store. And I'm one of those super shy introverts where I tend to just like, oh, it's cool. I'll stay home. I'll stay with the baby, right? I'll keep the baby here and I'll just take care of her, right? And, you know, are you sure? Yeah. Like I was their son's nanny for like the first year of his life, right? So it's completely normal. I'm that auntie. So They go, her and I are hanging out, things are fine. And I can't remember if she like spit up or if she just had a, we refer to them as like a blowout. Sometimes that diaper cannot contain. And I basically had to change the whole outfit, not just the diaper, but the whole outfit, and like wipe her down and stuff like that, right? And while I'm doing so, it's like I am suddenly like in this haze, right? Like I can barely keep my eyes open, and I'm just like, what the heck? And I hear her come up behind me, my friend, come up behind me, and she's like, it's okay, I got it. I'm like, no, it's fine. I can get her dressed. Like, it's cool. Don't worry, I'll meet you out there. And she's like, no. Go ahead, go lay down. I got it. Because my room was right next to the baby room. So I just went through that little side door and I laid down. Tell me why she had my one room, the one room in the house with a twin bed. I think it's just because in reality, back when I was nannying and stuff, like if there is a like guest bed, it is technically a twin size bed. It's presently in reality in her like office, the room that she uses as her office. So it's whatever. And it is whatever, but like, what the fuck? Why was I the only one with a twin bed? Anyway, so it's set up along the same wall. Mind you, let me, I forgot to explain the changing table. Like, they have in real life this kind of, not a mat, but like this thing that, you know, is kind of curved on the sides or whatever. But really, like, you need to make sure you don't leave the baby alone, because if they're able to roll and stuff, they can get hurt, right? But in this dream, it was like these edges came up. So it was kind of a weird bowl. I can't explain. I don't, or I do. We'll get to that. So I go in and I'm laying in my bed, which is up against that wall, the same wall as the changing table. And you know what it's like with trying to tell time, the passing of time in a dream. It could have been 10 minutes. It could have been 30, like enough. It was more than enough for me. Like, I'm laying there, I'm kind of getting lucid, you know, and maybe having some kind of imagery in my head. I don't remember any of that though. Like, I instantly forgot that one. And freaking, I'm blanking out now. Now I'm like, I can't believe I'm telling people this shit. So I realize they're not back from the store, right? They'd gone to the store to get the food and the whatever for the weekend. They're not back. I don't know who the fuck I thought that was, but it was not my friend. They're not back. And I abandoned that baby on the changing table. So I freak out, right? And I go rushing in there and I scoop her up. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll never abandon you again. I'm so sorry. And I can't stop saying these things, right? I can't stop apologizing to her. And I'm crying, but I'm trying to keep my cool because I don't want to upset the baby, right? But like, and like enough to like, I couldn't let her go. I couldn't put her back down and like get her changed, even though I'm thinking like I should really put a diaper, at least a diaper on this baby because she's about to pee on me or something. Like, I couldn't put her down. I could not let her go. It was just like, I am so sorry for abandoning you. I will never do that again. I am so sorry, right? And then they really do come home. And my friend really does come in. And I'm telling her, and she's like, it's okay, like she's doing it, like, it's okay, go ahead, you know, like, it's whatever. And I'm like, no, like, I still cannot let this baby go. That's a plane. I still cannot let this baby go, right? And I'm telling her about what just happened. She's like, it happens, it's okay. No. Even in my most tired morning watching that son, her son, these babies are just incredible, right? I love babies. Babies are everything. Like, even my most tired morning with him was nothing like this, like, haze, this whatever that came over me while I was changing her after I had wiped her down and cleaned her, right? And why is she acting like it's no big deal? NBD? Yeah, like, woman? Like, oh my God. So I'm amped up, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go work out. I'm going to do something with this energy, right? So she goes and joins everybody else in the living room or whatever. And I go to my room where I apparently had some dumbbells. And so I'm exercising or like lifting weights. And then when I'm done, I go, like, I'm still amped. So I'm like, I'll just walk around. I'll just do a walkabout on the property, right? Because the house is huge, right? So I start walking through the rooms and those doors. Instead of going out to the hallway, I'm going through each of those side doors into each room until I come to a room where people are inside and like getting their things all set up. And there's a door to go outside. So I just veer left and I go outside to go around that room on the outside, right? And then back inside and continuing my pathing. I get outside and it's dark now. And outside, now mind you, let me explain to you this house. It was like bougie. Like when I first walk into this place, I was like, whoa, I knew that you were making like more money this time, but like you're like rich now. Like, holy crap, right? Totally none of it is her style. I would never think that she would decorate her house like this, but she did in my dream. So I step outside though, and it's like an abandoned school. It's immediately like concrete, and not like sidewalk concrete, but like road parking lot types concrete. And all the shrubbery is all dried out. And there's even a chain link fence going around the property, right? I didn't think anything of it. I'm just walking and noticing, and it's more like my waking self, like now, like being like, what the fuck? So it's dark and I'm going around, and at first I'm thinking, oh, I should just walk around the outside of the house, and then I don't have to deal with all these doors and other people who may be like needing some privacy or whatever. And I realize that maybe 10, if that, feet ahead of me in the darkness is this tall, black-robed figure floating like a foot off the ground, arms out like a scarecrow, right? I don't see a face. Like you can tell when there's a body under a robe, right? I can tell there's a body under that robe, but I can't see any hands. There's no feet. Like I said, they were floating like a foot off the ground. I can just barely make out this figure in the dark, right? And my instant reaction was no. You know what I mean? And this time I veered right to go back inside. And as I'm getting to that door, I out loud yelled at the figure, "You don't belong here." And I go inside and directly through that bedroom into the hallway, right? And of all people, I ran into Johnny Depp. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, you're not gonna believe what the fuck's outside. There's a fucking black blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what? So I immediately go down the hall, like down the like this end, like the opposite part of the living room and where everybody else is, right? To like come out and maybe come up behind the figure, because I'm like, what the hell? What the fuck is that? Who is that? What? You know, like I'm freaking out. And he's just kind of like, the vibe I got from him was protective. And as I'm describing to him what happened, can you please, and we're looking and stuff, and we go all the way to like the chain link fence. And at some point he's like, yeah, that tends to happen in this town. John, please, what the fuck? What are you talking about that happens in this town? Okay, all right. And he's like, let's go back inside. Like, there's nothing. Let's go back inside. Okay. So now I'm still amped. And I'm like, I'm just going to keep walking. He completely disappears. I don't know where that fucker went. He completely disappears. And this time I go and I kind of like, you know, I see the people in the living room and I kind of go through the kitchen and the dining room to the back side of the house, which I hadn't been to yet in this dream, right? And that's when I got to see like, oh, there's more rooms back here. No wonder why she invited so many people. There's more rooms back here. And I'm checking them out and there's one that's still empty because I had invited my cousin to join. She was like my +1. And this room is, it's like, think of that darker rose pink, that pink dark rose type color. Like this beautiful bedspread and stuff. And it's got like, you know, the frames are, might have actually, for the pictures and stuff on the walls, might have actually been gold and stuff. I'm like, dang, this is right up, I almost said her name. This is right up my cousin's alley. Holy shit, this will be perfect, right? And that's pretty much when she like arrived. They're like calling for me, like, your cousin's here, right? I go out and she's seeing how many people are there. And she's like, I can get a hotel room or a motel room or something. Like, it's fine if there's no room for me. And I'm like, girl, wait until you see this fucking room. Like, it's incredible. Let me show you. When I took her back there. And that's pretty much when I woke up. So, let me tell you my idea about all this. So there are particular documents that we've all been just, like a lot of us, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us have been going over. And I had just recently watched a video. I think it was Jamal, aka Jamal, or no, Jamal, aka Jamal, talking, I got him backwards, going over and like reacting to a video from the Truth Is channel that was comparing these particular documents and things that have come to light and movies like Eyes Wide Shut. Starting to make a bit more sense now, isn't it? The black-robed figure and everything. So, what I think was happening in this dream, remember how I was like, oh, whoa, holy crap, you're rich now. Like, this chickie mama, don't worry about her. She's making money right now, but she's not making that much. Like, this was a lot. This was bougie AF, right? And also not her style. But anyway, and not his style either. And I think that it's because this little baby was, you know, she had made a promise or a deal. And I didn't know that's the kind of party I was invited to, you know, like, oh, I didn't know that there were things after, you know, when, you know, like how they talk about like particular parties that a particular other person who is already in jail, you know, they was like, oh, if you go, just go home before the devil shows up, right? Is basically a quote kind of thing. Yeah, I didn't know. I did not know. Nor do I think that my friend would ever do that. And I feel that this newborn baby and me holding her and being so mortified with myself, and I will never abandon you again. I am so sorry. I honestly think that was me talking to my inner child, myself, right? I have been doing a lot of healing and such in recent years and doing the work, and yeah. Think about your most vulnerable points in your life. When were you more vulnerable than like when you're sleeping? Another plane. Or like actually overhead, that sound. Or pooping, right? When you were a baby, like you couldn't even walk. Maybe you couldn't even talk. Or like a newborn, like you can barely even see, right? Yeah. And what if it was me who didn't belong? I am so thankful that like I snapped out of it, right? Like I remember just like laying there, and I can't remember the images that were going through my mind and stuff, but I want to say that I had a little bit of a nightmare, like a little lucid dreamy scary thing or whatever the fuck, and was like, wait a minute, they're not here. We're all alone still and just horrified that I had abandoned her in the freaking changing room. She was fine. Like I said, it was a bit of a bowl. Have you heard about the jerky and the muffins? When it comes to these documents, I don't want to say any certain words that YouTube may suppress, right? Yeah. I feel like I owe that baby girl an apology. Like, I'm so sorry my freaking subconscious did this to both of us, man. It did to both of us. That's horrible. Yeah. There was no indication whatsoever in the beginning of the dream that this would happen. Like I said, I thought I was just going to my friend's house and just like, whoa, wow, holy crap, this house is incredible. Like, you know, that makes me think of like Blink Twice, right? Where you have people going, they're like, wow, holy crap, look at all this. Ooh, it's like even when I was showing my cousin her room, it had an ensuite, and I was looking, even got an ensuite with a freaking jacuzzi tub. Can you believe all of this shit, right? Like, yeah. What if my saying you don't belong here wasn't actually me directed to that figure? What if it was that figure speaking through me? I was the anomaly. I was the one who not only had no idea what I was putting, like where I was and what was going on there that weekend, but I brought my cousin with me. I invited her as my +1. Yeah. So yeah, it was a bit like a slow burn horror movie. Yeah. What do you think? I'm interested to hear how you would explain away that shit, because it's messing with me, fam. Like, that dream is messing with me. Anyway, I'm gonna stop babbling. I have no idea. Oh, 24 minutes. Cool. Right on. Cool. That's good enough. So thank you. I'm eager to see what you think about this. I feel like I got it figured out, but you know, like, that's what I get for watching all those videos about that crap. Damn. And if, you know, I've had some wackadoodle dreams throughout my life, and I dig talking about those things. So if you want to hear more and stuff, like, that's not all this channel is about, but that is a part of me. And so I'm someone where I've had so many different YouTube channels because we're kind of led to believe that YouTube is super niche-y. And I began feeling like a fractal, you know what I mean? And so I created this channel to just be me, to just show up and just bring it back all together into one, you know, being. And stop splitting myself up for YouTube standards or whatever. Fuck it, right? Hashtag fuck it, fam. So, yeah. What you think? Either way, whatever time of day it is, I hope it's wonderful to you this whole day and everything. And if not, I hope I distracted the shit out of you for at least a moment. And thank you so much for giving me this moment in your day. I really appreciate the company, because what the fuck?